In this lesson, I'm going to talk about how to make links in HTML. So I want to link to Google, Yahoo, Reddit, or whatever. Let's start with the basics inside the body command. It's the basics is anchor, A for anchor, and then href, which stands for hypertext reference, equals. Now, you should put it in quotes. Well, you don't have to. I'll show you where you have to and where you don't. HTTP hypertext transfer protocol / www /www dot wherever you want to go. Let's go yahoo.com. Okay. There you go. In this case, because I have no additional attributes, target, axis, key, title, I can get away with simply having no quotes. If I have additional attributes, I've got to put in a quote. Okay, and then what is the text that will show up on your web page? In this case, click here for Yahoo, and then /a to end that anchor. Okay, really quickly, just a quick note. I notice I capitalized the first A, did not at the end. It doesn't matter in terms of HTML tags. For the most part, doesn't matter in terms of capitalization. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I remember I have to have HTTP. If I have just simply www.yahoo, it will not load. I've got to use that transfer protocol to get to that web page. So anyway, Control S, and then refresh, shrink down, ABC, and then I've got click here for Yahoo, and then simply go ahead, click, and Yahoo should appear. There you go. There you go. So that's the web page for Yahoo. Now let's go ahead and first thing you may have noticed is that it destroyed my web page. So one of the first options I want to talk about is target. Back in the day, you could go set up frames within an HTML page so it show up in one area, one frame. For now, for the most part, you've only got target and blank, which means I want to open up this web page in another window, or self. Self is default, which happened in this case where my web page disappeared and was replaced by Yahoo. The other thing I do want to point out is because I'm having a target, I have to put in quotes http.com. And now target is going to be target. I can't spell. Is going to equal blank. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and open up a new window and display Yahoo, keeping my simple web page. Click here for Yahoo around. So again, I've got additional options here, or additional modifiers or attributes to the HTML tag A. So I've got to put the link in quotes. Control S, ABC, click, and then click here for Yahoo. There you go. Okay, it still shows up. Shrink that down. I still have Yahoo down. So it opened up another window to click on my Yahoo. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is really quickly, as a little aside, is you notice the cursor goes over as my cursor goes over my link, you'll notice here at the very bottom you'll see where that link goes to. So if you're just cruising around the website and you're seeing these kind of things, just double check where that website is going. Another option you can do is, let's go back to my program here. I can put in another attribute called title. That means this is what you want to say, rather than simply the URL, whatever. Not bad website. This needs to be in quotes again. Why? Because it's more than one word. Title, not bad website. Okay. Control S, make sure that works, and then refresh, and click there. Again, it works. Let's go double check. I clicked. It was impatient. And then over here, oops, let me see, did I refresh my web page? Click here to refresh. Yep, not bad website. So that's my second attribute, okay, is title. Okay, next thing I want to talk about really quickly is, well, I guess we can go ahead and talk about, well, let's talk about access keys. The other thing I can do is if I've got more than one website, this is specifically people who have disabilities in terms of seeing a screen. Let's go, this is, I'm going to just create some space here. This is a website I like. /P, and then I'm going to go ahead and add another one. Copy paste, and then copy paste. Okay. Now what I can do now is I can set up an access key. So access key, and then go ahead and put whatever letter I want. Let's do S. Okay, there's advantages, disadvantages to this. Number one, the access key, for the most part, I have to use Alt with Explorer to get it, but it allows you to put the focus right on the link without having to say click on it. And all you got to do is tell the user that this access key that you programmed will go to that link. That's probably the only knock here. So Control S. And refresh my web page. It's not refreshing. I should see some text here. Let's double click. Let's see if I saved it. I may not have saved it. Okay, body, boom, boom, boom. Okay, access key. Click here. Control S. Save. Refresh. There you go. Okay, so there you go. So now what I want to do is, hey, I want the access to instantly go. So Alt, in this case, I made the access key Alt S. So Alt S, and it'll oops. Refresh the web page. Allow. Alt S, and you'll instantly go to that thing. And then all you have to do now is press Enter, and the website will load. It did not. Let's see if I did do a spelling check. Access I spelled it wrong, I think. Yeah, I did. Access. So it did not work, so I can't spell access. ACCESS key. Okay. Control S. Let's try it again. I'm going to go ahead and put a /P here just to give me some space after that link. Control S. Refresh. There you go. And now Alt S, you'll see that it instantly gets focused on my website, and then simply I can just press Enter now to get it to Yahoo to load. Okay. So again, for those with just disabilities that cannot usually see, again the problem is, well, how do I let the person know I'm using Alt S and Explorer to go to that website? That's about the only thing you got to worry about. Okay, let's talk about, let's move it on. Let's talk about some of the style sections. I want to control the color. By default, links are in blue. Visited is purple. You can change that as you so choose. The only thing is you've got to put them in the order. So this is the order that they get done in. You can skip them. So A, link. So for links, I can do color. Most of the time it's just the text. Okay, color green, and then A, visited, color yellow, and then A, hover is your next option. I want it to be color red. Again, nothing. It doesn't have to be just simply text color. You can do font size. You can do all sorts of things. And the other one is A, active. What happens is, back in the day, sometimes when you clicked on a website, it took a while to load. I think the wait time officially now is about 2 seconds, a little over 2 seconds. Matter of fact, if you're just wandering the website, you click on a link and it takes more than 2 seconds to load, get out. Make sure, okay, double check to make sure that, look at that web HTML where you're going. Anyway, its color is purple. Okay, so again, rarely seen, but if you want to specify a color for active as the web page loads, you can do so. Okay, let's go ahead and Control S here. It has to be in that order, so you can skip. Like for example, you don't want to have active, and just delete it. But I cannot put a hover and then linked above. Make sense? So, for example, my links I want to be green. Well, I got to start with a.link, a.visited, a.hover. I have to put them in that order. This is only one of the few places where CSS gets a little bit uptight about the order which things get done. Okay. The other thing, let's go Control S, just double check. I should have, at this, when I refresh my website, I should have a yellow link because I have visited that website. See, yep, go over, I get a red link, so good to go. The other common CSS attribute is text decoration. I talked about it at text, but it gets used a lot here. Text decoration. I'll do none. I do not want an underline on my character. Fine. Visited. I want text decoration to be none as well. And then with the hover, maybe I do want it underlined. So I go text decoration. Simply put underline. Okay, so again, color and under text decoration is probably the two most common. Control S, just confirm that it works. Refresh my web page. There you go. So the link is now gone, but when I hover, yes, it turns red, and I have an underline on it. Okay, so that's about it for CSS in terms of links. Next thing I want to talk about is a link that doesn't get used much anymore, but you sometimes still see it. Is rather than go to a website, I want you to send me an email. The problem with this is it uses the default email on your computer. So I'll give you my email address here. Mail to alan.correa@eu.doda.edu. Okay. What's going to happen here is, because I'm on a teacher's computer, I can get rid of these. I'll get rid of these options here, these attributes for the tag for now. It will load my default email program. In this case, for me, that would be Outlook, and it would bring an email up. What's happening now is, look, I don't trust your web program, and I don't want to use your program. I want you to use an email on my program. So what I would do is I would call an email server on my website, and then you would use that to communicate with me. Again, emails, Amazon links, this is how you're getting paid. So if you're doing this for a living, this tends to be really important. So anyway, you click on the website. I'll just show it to you really quickly, and you'll get it to go. ABC, I think I blew it off. There you go. Click here for Yahoo. I did put still Yahoo, except when I click here, email will allow Outlook email, and Outlook will load. There you go. Outlook loads, etc., etc. Okay. So that's the next one I want to talk about. I'm gonna good enough. Yeah, loads an email you can send to me. Okay. Don't changes. Okay, we're done. Next one is again, I should have changed it so it says click here for Yahoo. Should have said click here for mail. Okay. Anyway. Next thing I want to talk about is anchor jumps. This is going to be a little bit of work to show, but all I need is anchor. So what I want to do here now is I don't want to go to Yahoo Reddit. I want to go to another location on another page, a website that I control, or just go within the same web page. So all I need is anchor, name, and then name. And let's do top. Okay, so what happens is I've now named this location. Okay, in this case top. Nothing sacred about top. The only requirement is there's no spaces in it. So you could have called this ABC. Now what happens is I can go ahead and then put a link in. So let's go ahead and put a link. The only thing I'm going to do is I've got to do a pre here, because if and then go slash pre. What's going to happen is if I don't put enough spaces, the web page won't jump. So you say, oh, nothing happened. Now we're going to go over here and head here and then put in my link. Okay, so all I'm going to do is a href equals #. That means the location in my web page, top. And say click here for top. And then I'm going to end that anchor, just like I did before. Okay, and then there you go. I'm going to go ahead and since I'm going to go we'll do another anchor name, BOT for bottom. So what I want to do is I'm going to create a click at the top and another click at the bottom. So I've put a name location here. I want this is the bottom. And then let's go back up to the top, and I'm going to put a link up there. So name, this is my website I like. I'll do it after this one. And then a href #, and then BOT. And then go to bottom. And then end that. Control S, refresh. Okay, now, nope, I did not save it, or did it? My link disappeared. So let's type it again. Go here to bottom. Yep. Okay, so Control S, file save. Good enough. And oh, refresh. I probably didn't refresh. Not sure. Let's go back to ABC. Click on that till I saved it. Click here for email. Nope, something's wrong. Open with Notepad. I should see go to bottom. Oh, mistake. I see my mistake here. I did not end it in a quote, so it thought this entire bot, go to bottom, the rest of the tag was a reference, a name reference. So I think that's it. Let's go back to the bottom. Make sure I did not do the same thing. href top. I believe it should be in quotes, but I'm not sure. Let's just be double check that I can get it to top. Okay, good. Control S, refresh, double click. There you go. Click here for bottom. Click the bottom. There you go. And then click the top. Click the bottom. And then click the top. So then finally in my notes I will talk about how you can go to another additional website. Just type it out without actually having to do it. So in this case, let's go back to href. Hey, I want to go to the bottom of another web page. So if it is within your server or in your in the same directory, all you got to do is the name of the file. Let's say temp.html, and then this link will go to the bottom of website. I'm not going to do that. Website temp HTML. So if I had another website set up, therefore I can, besides going to individual websites that I can control, I can go to specific locations rather than simply jumping with the additional links. So links in HTML, jump, email, and href or outside websites like Reddit, Yahoo, Facebook, etc.